really? And James? Are you sure? And Jordan? Okay, what is it about?
About, I guess I know about Jupiter.
Jupiter. Okay, no. Thank you for trying. But no. Okay.
Like, what's the?
If
Mom and Dad don't give me. They don't give me the link.
The link? Okay. Okay, so let's discuss about him again. Galileo Galilei. Okay?
Are we still talking about planets?
Once again?
Are we still talking about planets?
We still talk about universe, but then why do we have to talk about Galileo Galilei? Does anyone have thoughts? Yes, Alan?
Because Galileo Galilei
Know about planets? Okay, thank you for answering. Is there any more question? Yes? He was a scientist, but then more specific. Specific. About what? About what? Why do we have to talk about Galileo Galilei?
And then, because Galileo is Galileo Galileo.
No one knows about
He's a
it.
planet.
No one knows. Oh my, honey, you should read a lot.
I don't have
Okay.
a book about that.
Galileo Galilei was a scientist at that time, but then at that time, the word scientist is not popular. Okay. Um, we we call people who look for stars as astronomer, okay, and then mathematicians, okay, like that. But then Galileo Galilei was a great musician. He was an excellent student. Okay, did you still remember? Do you still remember what school did he take in university? What major?
Math.
Okay, before math.
Science.
No, not science. Yes, you know. Doctor. He wanted to be a doctor, so he studied medicine, right? But then he found that math was very interesting, so that he quit it. He quit his medicine school to become a doctor, and then he learned math. Okay, and Galileo Galilei loves to do experiments.
Me too.
Okay, for example, uh,
Volcano.
no.
A swing. A water.
I don't
A
know how to-
waterfall. A shark teeth.
Shark teeth?
A human. A hotel. What? A castle.
Look at the position.
Castle. It's Italy.
What is it?
It's an island. I think it's a. Oh, correct.
Almost, yes, it's in Italy, yes. It's in Italy. But then look at the position.
It's Manhattan.
Paris? It's mentioned, yeah.
Because it's a radio.
It's not straight, okay? So, this is the Tower of
Italy.
the Tower of it. The name is similar with
Your favorite food,
a
maybe.
kind of food.
Yeah.
A food that Maxi will have on this afternoon.
Pizza.
Similar?
Almost. So it's pizza.
No. This is Tower of Pisa.
Pizza.
Okay. Galileo Galilei loves to do experiments. Okay. So, but then at that time, people didn't get used to questioning something. So when your teacher said 1 plus 1 equals 3,
No.
then cannot uh, you cannot question it. You just receive it at that time. Okay? So, but then 1 plus 1 equals 2. You just have to receive it. If you question on this, it will be a great mistake. That's what Galileo Galilei did. See, he loved to experiment. He loved to check on someone's theory. So wait, once he go to this Tower of Pisa because someone said that if you drop two different things, okay, but it has different weight, they will touch the ground together. Okay, people at that time had to receive it, and if they question it, it will be a great mistake. But Galileo didn't do that. He go to Pisa, to Tower of Pisa, and then he tried that theory. Okay, he dropped two things to see which one is going faster or did they drop together. But then the two things touched the ground together. Okay, so Galileo at that time was considered as a crazy man. Because yes, because he loves to question anything. Okay. Next, and then there was Copernicus. Okay. He has a theory that sun was the center of our solar system.
That's right.
Okay. That's right. For today. Am I right? Okay, because we have new technology to prove it. But then at that time, they believe that Earth was the center of the universe.
No.
Okay,
No.
so this is Earth.
Earth is not center.
Okay, Earth is the center of the universe.
So
So planets and then sun and then stars and moon.
I look at it.
Look at what?
And then the church people doesn't believe Galileo.
Yes.
And then they put them in jail.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you, Maxi. So at that time, Catholic Church was the one who ruled everything. Okay, so Catholic Church is the same as the government. Okay, but then Galileo proved that sun is the center of this galaxy. That Earth moves around the sun.
Yeah.
And then at that time, Galileo was stated that he was completely wrong. At that time. Okay, yes, Alan?
Is the Catholic Church orangnya tujuh?
Oh, okay. It's not about who's smart and then who less smart than the others, but then they didn't have enough technology to observe everything like we have today. Okay? Do you know? And one more thing. Galileo, what is it? Used his telescope to research for the moon. Okay? At that time, they believe that moon has a smooth surface. Yes, at that time they believed that moon have smooth surface, but then Galileo say no. Moon has a rough surface. Whoa! And then people, how can you say that? Whoa! You're insane. Like that. They didn't believe it because they believed that the moon has a smooth surface. Yes?
It's very far, and then the people can see moon rock.
Mm-hmm.
Galileo also measured the galaxy.
Measure. You mean discover? Discover the galaxy? Not really. Not really. But then he used his telescope. Okay. Well, actually, he didn't really invented the telescope. He just what is it? He just improved the telescope because someone in Holland found telescope, and then Galileo learned about it, and then he tried to look at it and then improve it, so that his telescope used was being used to see the moon surface, and then the what is it? Jupiter's moon. He found Jupiter's moon. Okay. Io, Callisto, Europa, and Ganymede.
Europa is the name.
Europa. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it, so I pronounce it as Io, and then Callisto, Europa, and then Ganymede.
Europa is like Europe.
Like Europe, but then this is Europa. Okay.
It's far.
Jupiter's moon at that time. Do you remember what year in Jupiter?
10,000 years.
Not 10,000 years. Yeah, I also forget. That is
Saturn, I still remember.
What?
Saturn.
Saturn?
Every year in Saturn has how many years in Earth?
Hundreds of years of Earth years. Okay. And then he also found that Saturn, about the Saturn has a ring, and then that Saturn is not that round. He found also about it with his telescope. And his telescope is still used until today. The way the telescope works is use Galileo idea. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
So the telescope we have for today is not Galileo's telescope, of course. Okay, his telescope was hundreds of years. Okay, but then how the telescope works is using Galileo's idea. Wow, hundreds of years, but then his idea is still used until today. What will you do to make your life valuable? Okay, wait. Next, do you still remember what I said about pendulum?
Yes.
The moving things?
Yeah.
When we saw swing and then it go back and forth at the same time. Okay, and it is used for today's clock. Okay, especially the big clock who has pendulum on it. Yes, it uses Galileo's idea too. Yes, Alan?
Can you hypnotize me?
No.
I want to
No,
get
no.
hypnotized.
I'm not kind of that person who learned about hypnotize, okay?
My sister ever hypnotized me.
Okay, next. Because at that time, Galileo Galilei used to question everything, okay, and then try to do experiment about everything. Catholic Church was very angry at him. And then Catholic Church sentenced him to life to a life prison.
To live in prison?
Yes, he had to spend his life in prison.
What?
But then he was released, and then he went back to his house and then become a house prisoner. Okay, he was in prison, but then the prison was his house. He cannot go out from his house. That's what I mean. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, the prison is was his house. At first, he went to the jail, but then he was released and then go to his house, and his house become his prison. Got it? He couldn't go outside. He couldn't interact with other people. Okay,
So
until he's dead.
so he
Yes.
so first he goes to a jail, and
Mhm.
then he goes to his house jail.
Okay, first I don't know how to draw. I'm not good in drawing. Okay. He was sentenced to a life prison. To a life, yeah, in prison.
I don't know.
But then he was moved. He was moved to become a house prisoner. Do you get it? So some of the government will come in.
Where did you come?
So the government at that time guarded him to not to go out from his house. Questioning everything, and they don't like it. They didn't like it. So Galileo was what is it? Was a madman. Okay. Yeah, like that. Okay. Is there anything you want to discuss about Galileo?
Nope.
Okay, let's end our discussion for today. And I will have mini quiz.
Whoa. Oh, quiz arcade. We're easy. We will win all the time.